Hello, this is Johnny Henson, Professor Poole with Billiard University out of Phoenix, Arizona. Today I would like to talk to you a little bit about Shane Van Boening. Without a doubt, I think he is one of the greatest players of his generation. I believe that when you think of the greatest players of their generation, in pool, you think of Willie Mosconi, you think of Earl Strickland, you think of Shane Van Boening. I mean, he's in that kind of category. He has won the U.S. Open 5 times. He is, without a doubt, one of the most dominant players in the last 20 years. He's just a phenomenal player, and has been forever. And so, some of the things that I would like for you to learn from Shane is his mental outlook on things. Um, I'm going to do another video on other things, but just the mental aspect of his game is probably without a doubt one of the most dominant mental games that I've ever seen. I don't think I can ever think of a player in history that has had a better mental game than Shane Van Boening. Now Shane, when he breaks the balls, if you notice, he goes up and he examines the rack real closely. When he practices his break, he practices sometimes 300 breaks in a row when he practices. So he's probably one of the most dominant breakers of all time. Let's say he makes a ball in the break, he examines that table very closely, and he don't even consider starting his run until he's totally committed. So when he's getting up there, he is committing himself to the entire run, not just the ball he's shooting at, but the way he's going to run that rack. And once he gets started, unless he happens to leave himself in a place that he don't want to be, maybe he bumps into a ball by accident or something, he's pretty well committed to this is how he's going to run that particular rack. He is, and so anyway, with that being said, let's say that things don't go his way. Let's say he misses a shot or, gives up a ball in hand, which don't happen all the time, don't happen very often. But when he does, if you'll notice, he'll go back to his chair and he's upset with himself. But if you'll notice how quickly his expression on his face changes, and he don't stay down very long. It reminds me a lot of Tiger Woods when Tiger Woods was in his prime. Tiger Woods could go out and double bogey a hole and come back and shoot birdie, eagle after that. I mean, it's that kind of being able to switch things on and off that really sets Shane apart from, I think, all the other players. I mean, he's a really great offensive and defensive player, no doubt, but I think his mental game is as good or better than any player in the world. Now, what you can learn from this is let's say you're breaking the balls. Number one is pay attention to how you're breaking them. Practice that. I think that's a very important shot. And then after the break, let's say you make a ball, or if it's your first turn at the table, then go up there and really visualize how you're going to run this rack and do your best to stick with that original game plan. Don't be wishy-washy. And so if you do that, over time, I think your running percentage will go up, your winning percentages will go up, and I think it will help transform your game in a positive direction. So as you watch Shane on YouTube or videos, what I want you to do is start mimicking his mental aspect to the game, and I would be nice for you to mimic other things too, but I would really like for you to focus on just what he's doing mentally, not getting down on himself, being committed after the break to a run, or even being committed to a shot if it's a really difficult shot, or being committed to playing a safety when the safety is your best choice. But whatever you decide to do, what I want you to do is stay committed like Shane Van Boening is committed, and I'll promise you it'll help take your game to the next level. And I cover a lot of this in my 3-day seminars, because most of what I teach in my 3-day seminar is mimicked or taught, because if it works for the top pros in the world, it's something that's going to benefit all players. And so the vast majority of the things that I teach in my 3-day seminar are things that I learn from watching the top players in the world and trying to teach students to do some of those same things. So anyway, you have a nice day, and I hope watching Shane will help your game.